What's up, everybody? I am Casey Redbeard, and welcome to Modern Dating Mastery. I have some things I wanted to explain to you in this short and concise video. I have some notes here. So first, we're going to talk about what the heck this program is all about, the benefits you can achieve from joining this program, the results that I've gotten for myself and for my clients. But first, let's talk about some basics. Let's just talk about some basic foundational stuff. So Modern Dating Mastery. Why did I decide to call this program Modern Dating Mastery? Why is it not old school dating mastery or just dating mastery? Well, if you haven't noticed, dating is completely 180 degrees night and day difference from where it was even just a few years ago. Okay, the rules of the game in recent modern times for dating, especially for men in Western countries like the United States, Canada, Australia, are fundamentally different. We have the worst dating market, the worst environment to be a single man that we've ever had in any recent time. And hey guys, back to the video in just a few seconds, but first, I had to share these amazing results that I've been having on dating apps using 100% fake AI generated photos. Every single girl that you're seeing on screen right now, I matched with on Bumble using, yes, fake AI photos. And here are the photos on the screen right now that I used. And before you rush to the comments and want to say something dumb like, oh, I could kind of tell that they were fake. I know that you can't tell that they're fake because I'm lying to you. I'm showing you a mixture of both real photos and AI photos, and I bet you can't tell the difference of which is which. And I've done well on the dating apps even before with real photos, but ever since I put AI photos on there into the mix, the results have been absolutely insane, as you were seeing. And not only can I now be super lazy, I don't have to do photo shoots anymore in real life, but I can now get access to backdrops I never could before, such as being on a private jet or some insane looking baller Airbnb. And no, I know what you're thinking. Both the dating app platforms and Instagram cannot tell that these are AI and they will not get you banned. So if you want some of these for yourself, just check out the link in the video description. It's also in the first pinned comment. It's the same link, and we will get back to the regular video now. You know, a lot of these reasons are kind of obvious. I'm not the first one to bring these up. We have the rise of social media. Women are being nonstop, 24/7 validated, and they have more options than ever before on their social media, on their Instagram, on their dating apps, even below average women, leading to a crazy, comically high sense of entitlement and comically high standards, making it to the point where the average guy in a Western country is pretty much invisible to women. Next, we have the rise of feminism, which is a movement that at its core teaches women to be masculine and have a generalized hatred and disdain for the male species. That doesn't make anything easier. And lastly, we have this army of simps. These are pathetic men on the internet who white knight for women in their comments. They donate to girls' OnlyFans. They donate to female streamers. We have these guys just, oh, please, oh my God, you're so amazing. Just these online simps that are further validating women and just making things a lot more difficult for the rest of us. And all these factors combined with some other things I didn't mention, but mostly these three, has created, like I said, the worst environment for single men, the worst dating market of any time in recent history. I can't comment on, the Middle Ages or, ancient times, but certainly in any modern times, this is the worst dating market that we've had. And if you want to stand a chance in this modern times, we need an updated strategy. The old way no longer works. A lot of you guys can relate to what I call the old way. So the old way, what I mean by that is running around bars, nightclubs, things like that, chasing girls around the club and trying to buy them drinks, maybe getting bottle service. There was a time when this kind of actually worked. There wasn't Instagram, there wasn't any online dating, and this is kind of how people met. And, women weren't being bombarded. Their standards weren't inflated by social media. And an average guy actually had a fighting chance at the bar and at the club. And then for a lot of guys to say, well, I know I've read online that more relationships are starting online now, and maybe going to the club, to the bars isn't the best idea. So I want to try this new online thing. Well, the old way of doing online is you just find whatever photos happen to be in your camera roll and uploaded those, and you made a Hinge profile, or maybe you hired some photographer who has no idea what he's doing in terms of making a attractive online dating profile for a man. Maybe he's a good photographer. He knows about, lighting, exposure, aperture, things like that, but he has no idea how to create an attractive dating profile. You did some street photography with this guy. And of course that didn't work. Either just choosing whatever photos you had in your camera roll or getting an amateur to take some photos of you. That didn't work. You got no matches, at least no attractive matches on a dating app. That is the old way. So what is the new way? What are some of these new things that we talk about in Modern Dating Mastery? Well, we put a heavy focus on digital dating, aka Instagram, social media, dating apps, which is the future of dating. You better evolve and just accept it now. Now, I do love a lot of cold approach, and we will talk about traditional cold approach, aka meeting women face to face. I still do love doing that. We'll talk about that in a second. But there's a heavy emphasis in this program on digital dating. What do I mean by that is rather than just uploading the random photos from your camera roll, taking photos with intention, okay? Photos that were intentionally planned and staged out from the beginning with proper lighting, proper fashion. You knew how you were going to pose, the proper setting. You were doing the right activities. Maybe you were giving a speech to a room full of people, something like that. Touching up the photos to make yourself look 2 to 3 times better in a subtle way that nobody would notice. I recently did a video on my YouTube where I did this crazy experiment where I touched up some photos. You're seeing some examples right now on the screen of photos that I've touched up. And you're probably thinking, damn, like these changes are rather subtle. Nobody would notice in real life, but they do kind of make all the difference. And the results were 3 times, mind you, 3 times as many matches on the touched up photos versus the original. So this stuff is crazy, and they're subtle enough that as if any woman would notice them in real life. Actually, women, they touch up their photos a lot more than we do. Okay, so don't worry about that. Number 2, adding funny videos to your Instagram so you can attract women through your personality rather than just relying on your looks if you're a very average looking guy like me, or heaven forbid, even a little bit below average. I've shown some of these videos on my YouTube, but I'll show a quick one now in the editing. I'll insert a video right now. Alexa, how's the weather today?
Who is Alexa?
Oh, sorry. Siri.
Seriously? Who's Alexa?
Nobody. Forget about it. Can you just tell me, please, what's the weather going to be like today?
Why don't you ask that bitch Alexa to tell you the weather?
Okay, cool. So you saw an example of one of these funny, charming videos. The results of these videos is that when I added these to my Instagram, pinned these 15 to 20 second funny videos to the top of my Instagram, I received double the follow back rate. So if I would, or my virtual assistant, we'll talk about autopilot, setting up systems for meeting women using other people's time. When my virtual assistant would follow 20 women on Instagram per day, this doubled the amount of beautiful women that would follow me back after I started adding these funny videos and attracting women through personality and not just relying on flat 2D photos where all I can use is my looks. The next thing, using Instagram ads and, like I alluded to earlier, online dating virtual assistants to put this attractive profile with the proper photos that we talked about in front of as many women as possible while you're sleeping on autopilot. So you wake up and you have beautiful women that you've matched with on the apps. You have beautiful women on Instagram that you can then talk to. And a big thing for this whole theme of like modern dating mastery, how do we win in modern times? For many guys, not all guys, this is an optional thing, is going overseas, okay? If you want a fighting chance at actually getting a truly beautiful woman, you have to be very honest about where you stand in the sexual market value and the conditions, like I said, the feminism, the comically high standards of women in these countries, and decide like maybe you have to go overseas. Maybe that's your best option. That was the best option for me. I'm currently traveling the world. My home base is Brazil. And listen, if you want to find a foreign, beautiful girl that's feminine, that's new to America, we do talk about how to find those in the program. We also talk about there are certain countries, even countries in Latin America, that have very relaxed visa policies where you can just fly a girl in straight from her country and she doesn't need a visa. You can date them and decide, do you want to marry them? How do you want to make this work out? Where do you want to live with them, etc. But you can at least date them for a while without any, border issues, things like that. But whether you're going to find a foreign woman in the U.S. or just date normal American women, there's a lot of exceptions. There's a lot of beautiful feminine women in the U.S. There's not a ton of them, but there are some of them left. But if you want to go overseas, that begs the question, where do you go? Where do you go where dating is actually going to be easier? A lot of you guys think, I'm just going to go to Rio de Janeiro or Sao Paulo. Bro, you go to Sao Paulo, dating's not going to be that much easier than it was back home, especially if you're talking about truly beautiful women. It's not going to be a whole lot. It's going to be easier, but not that much. So where can you go where you can actually maximize your quote unquote foreigner advantage? Not even maximize your foreigner advantage. Just go where the women don't have as high standards and they're very, very receptive and the dating market is a lot more favorable. Okay. How do you get a visa? How do you learn a foreign language? How do you make friends while you're over there so you don't die of boredom? How do you stay safe? How do you avoid the rookie mistakes like going to oversaturated passport bro shitholes like Medellin and getting drugged and robbed there, okay? So let's talk about what you're actually going to learn in this Modern Dating Mastery program. I've kind of alluded to it already, but just to kind of drive it home, in addition to all the passport bro stuff, like I said, like where to go, where you can go find a dating market that actually is going to be a lot more favorable and actually get you a lot better results than what you're used to. You're going to learn how to build an automated system. Okay, use other people's time, leverage other people's time, outsource the entire process of meeting women. Exactly how to plan your photos, what to wear, how to pose, what facial expressions to make, how to find these luxurious locations to take your photos in, and how to find like-minded guys to help you on your journey with getting this amazing content. Exactly how to touch up photos, like how I showed in the example before. How to test photos by having real women rate your photos before you even upload them to Instagram or your dating app. How to hack the dating app algorithms to stay at the top of the list and maximize the number of matches you're getting. How to run multiple Instagram accounts and multiple Tinder accounts or, online dating accounts, whatever the app is, Bumble, whatever it is, for maximum benefit. And listen, nobody wants to match and talk to 17 new women every single day. But maybe if you're like me, the women that you're telling your virtual assistants to swipe on and go after, pursue on Instagram are so high quality. They are so, young. By young, I mean, 21 to 24 years old. They're young. They're beautiful. They have no tattoos. They have no kids. They are feminine. They don't expose themselves and put too many provocative images on their social media. They speak English. They're in a foreign country, yet they speak English. These women are so rare and so beautiful, and everybody wants them. Maybe you need multiple accounts to even get 1 or 2 or 3 matches a week with these types of women because they're such exceptional women, okay? Nobody wants to outsource this to get a bunch of matches with a bunch of 6s, okay? It's about going after the most high-quality women possible, looks and personality-wise, okay? Now, after you have this high status profile that we talk about to build and you're putting the whole thing on autopilot, well, first of all, we can talk about meeting women on Instagram alone, not even using dating apps, but whether it's dating apps or Instagram, knowing exactly which girls are worth your time and which ones aren't over text. Know exactly which girls are going to flake on you and are just using you for attention and validation very, very early on, so you cut them out as quickly as possible and actually spend your time on the women that actually want to meet up with you, okay? An entire copy and paste text funnel with an entire copy and paste messages database, over 70 copy and paste messages you can use for fun, flirtatious, getting to know you questions and all types of things, girls that maybe left you unread, reinitiate the conversation, etc. So you don't have to think a lot and you don't get stuck when you're wondering how to text these women. How to completely eliminate first date flaking. I mean, you can never completely eliminate it, but let's say 90%. My entire first date blueprint, how to make sure the first date ends with physical intimacy, let's say. How to screen women if you're looking for wifey material. My database of all the red and green flags, all the things that I have come and concluded on what makes a girl a good girl, wife material, worthy of being the mother of your children after 20 plus years as a single guy and dating, okay? And we're going to learn how to run the entire system on autopilot, how to tell an online dating virtual assistant. Well, first of all, how to hire, train, and manage this person, get a really, really good candidate. You can also have us run the entire service for you. That's also an option. But how to run it yourself, these guys are like $4, $5, $6 an hour, some of them. And how to have them understand exactly what you're looking for and have them get into your apps, get into your Instagram, and bring you the leads on autopilot. So you go to sleep. You have this amazing profile that we put together. Your photos all look high status that we talked about. You go to sleep, you wake up, and there's new girls that are following you back on Instagram. There's new girls that are matched with you in a dating app, and you can put them through a quick copy and paste message funnel, set up a date, etc., reduce flaking, and then you know what to do on the date. So it's a whole system. Now, I talked about this earlier. I still do love a cold approach. I love it, okay? But it just doesn't really work well in certain markets. Typically, the more competitive the dating market is, the more you have to rely on online, and the more favorable the dating market is, the more you can do cold approach. But if you're into doing cold approach, sir, I mean, I'm pretty well known in the old school pickup artist industry. My good friends are RSD Tyler, Todd V Dating. These guys I came up with in the game. I'm 36 years old. There was no online for the first, 6-7 years of me, talking to women we didn't have online. So certainly I'm quite an authority on cold approach as well. How to build your social skills, how to be pragmatic. Listen, this is something most guys don't want to admit. Your social skills could use a little tune-up. So exactly my process for keeping your social skills sharp, and how to use the power of social media to make friends and network with other guys as well. I was very famous in Medellin for throwing these 4-to-1, 5-to-1, 6-to-1 female to male ratio penthouse parties, and I needed to network and meet a lot of guys to get the budget to make this possible, because we had DJ, alcohol, we paid all the girls Ubers, we had to rent the penthouse, etc., security. There was a lot of expenses that go into it. So how did I meet all the coolest guys in the city so we could use their budget to put these parties together, these amazing things? Also, you're in a community. A lot of times when you join these, digital courses and coaching programs and communities, the courses are cool, the courses are great, but the real value comes from the network, especially if you want to be a passport bro and go overseas. You can post and say, hey, listen, I'm thinking of doing Costa Rica, whatever country, who wants to come with me? I'm thinking about staying here, blah, blah, make cool friends. And like I said, a big part of this is meeting like-minded guys. So if you do choose to be a passport bro and go overseas, you're not going crazy. Quick thing on the passport bro thing, go there for genuine relationships. Always respect the locals. Don't try to just, run through, bang out a bunch of girls, but respect the locals, treat them with dignity, and go there for genuine, respectful, long-lasting relationships, okay? So always be respectful when going overseas, because we are guests in their country, okay? The last thing is I will continually coach you, okay? So this is not you join the program, here's the course, off to the races, good luck. No, I am in there. It is a private community. It functions and looks kind of like a Facebook group. Of course, it's not on Facebook, but for all intents and purposes, it looks and functions like a Facebook group. If you're not getting something, if you need help with something, make a post. I'm extremely active in there. I will answer, okay? I will help you through the community making posts. We also do at least once a month, if not more, live group coaching calls. So if you're just want more, if you actually want to talk to me on Zoom, you can actually get in there and do a coaching call. Okay, so let's talk about pricing. What does this whole thing cost? What does it cost to get inside of Modern Dating Mastery? Well, I wanted to remove any excuses, any friction for guys joining, so I put it at just $1 for the first week, and then $97 a month after that. So if you're just skeptical, maybe you don't know me that well, you've only watched a few of my videos, a little bit of my content. By the way, if you want to see testimonials, scroll down on this page, there'll be some testimonials. It's actually quite hard to get testimonials for a dating product. Nobody wants to record a selfie video. If this was a marketing agency, I would have hundreds of testimonials, but because it's dating, it's hard to get testimonials, but whatever. You can try the whole thing for $1. Check out the testimonials tool if you want. But you can try the thing for $1 for a week, and then after that, it will bill at just $97 a month after that. And listen, guys, $97 a month, I don't care how much of a brokey you are, you can afford that. And if the last thing you want is another subscription payment, then we offer one-time lifetime membership at just $9.97. So you don't have to do any subscriptions. You will be in there for life. But listen, you can try it for $1 for a week. After that, it bills at $97 a month. And what better thing to spend your money on? Seriously. I mean, you guys, if you're here on this page, you want a feminine, beautiful, sexy girlfriend, okay? That is why you're on this page. I know why you're here. And to just try something for $1 and then $97 after that, or one time $9.97, you're not going to get any better ROI in terms of trading money for joy and happiness than finding a beautiful girlfriend. So click the link, and I will see you boys on the inside. Join now.